What's up, everybody? So, over the week, I finished Devil May Cry 5, and I've gotta say that it just might be my favorite Devil May Cry game. Even with its simplistic storyline, later on near the end, the story starts to get interesting. But, in my opinion, Devil May Cry 3 had a better story, of course. It was just more well-rounded. And regardless of that, Devil May Cry 5 probably has the most satisfying gameplay in all of the series. Of course, there's the matter of feeling overpowered in the game as well, especially when you're V. All V has to do is sit back and let his demon spawns attack for him. And honestly, the most I've died in this game was near the end with the very last boss. And I died a lot. It's clear that if there were any microtransactions that were supposed to be implemented, it was for that boss fight, because I used up all of my gold orbs and all of my red orbs the first time I fought them. To me, it didn't feel like a boss fight at the end. It just felt like an AI that was sent out to assassinate me. And then every time I declined to use some of my actual money to get more red orbs or gold orbs, I had to sit through this long death cutscene just showing how disappointed the game was that I failed. And that's why I'm making this video. Devil May Cry 5 is probably the best Devil May Cry game, but it's not without its flaws, especially during that last boss fight. It wasn't merely a difficulty spike, it was a skyscraper. In Devil Hunter mode, only 2 attacks with that boss can take up 80% of your health. Now there is challenging, but that's just unfair, especially based on who you're playing as. And there were even one-shot kills that had no warning that were implemented during the end phase of the boss fight, just begging for you to use that gold orb. And of course the developers try their hardest to avoid any kind of microtransactions, but for that last boss fight, you can't tell me that you didn't use any of your gold orbs, if not all of them, the first time you fought them. But that was my only complaint of 2. The only other flaw with this game are the loading screens. The loading screens aren't long by any means, they are just plentiful. You know how in a video game where you just wait in the start menu to see that intro? Yeah, well this game loads the intro. There's a loading screen for the intro of the game. And then, if you want to skip the intro, there's a loading screen for the start menu. And then if you want to continue the game, there's a loading screen for the customization screen. And after you pick your customizations, there's a loading screen to get back out into the main menu. Then there's a cutscene for the mission that you're playing. And if you skip it, or if you're done with the cutscene, there's another loading screen to start the mission. There are loading screens everywhere in this game. It is not necessary to have a loading screen for an intro to the start menu and to go into a customization screen, then a loading screen to get out and watch a short cutscene, then a loading screen to start the actual mission. There should just be one elongated loading screen for everything. Just like the gameplay, the menus should be simplistic, fast-paced, and smooth. That definitely needs a patch. That's in that Sonic 06 territory. If I see 5 loading screens before I actually start playing, there's a problem. Capcom, you need to fix this in Devil May Cry 5. I actually dread those loading screens before I start playing. There's just something so limiting about that. The game plays smoothly with 60 frames per second and amazing graphics, of course, but the devs seriously need to minimize those loading screens. 5 is too much to start playing. But besides that, and the last boss, everything about this game was perfect. Now, there are a lot of great moments in the Devil May Cry series, like when Nero was fighting Dante at the beginning of Devil May Cry 4, but this game had scenes that I've always wanted to see, and an ending that couldn't possibly get any better. It was a dream scenario by the end. The only thing I wish that happened at the end was if they played that Hyde collaboration song from the trailer, and also if we got to see 2 specific characters work together to fight one boss, or maybe multiple bosses, just like the end of Devil May Cry 3, with the Hyde collaboration song. You can't tell me that wouldn't have been extremely badass. But besides that what-if scenario, everything about this was just incredible. Nero's Devil Breakers, even though it would have been cool to swap between, were incredible to use. I can't think of any other gauntlet that's better than what Nero had, except maybe Thanos, but I'm mostly looking at the Phantom Pain. There were so many unique Devil Breakers to chime into combos that I just lost track of how many combinations there were with just Nero alone. Not to mention Dante's arsenal and the different kind of strategies and juggles you can pull off with V. It was everything I hoped Devil May Cry 5 would be. Maybe there was a little something to be wanted by the end, but just a little. I feel like it had the perfect ending, the perfect beginning, and the most well-rounded characters I've ever seen in a hack and slash. Devil May Cry as a series is so so unique in general that it should be its own genre. I'm just glad it finally came out and we all got to play it and enjoy it. Kinda sucks there's not going to be any DLC because I would have wanted something to add to that ending, but it shows Capcom still has faith in the series and that there is most likely going to be a Devil May Cry 6. And I can't wait till that day comes. And let me know what you all thought about Devil May Cry 5. Did it meet your expectations? Maybe we could do some spoiler talk in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.